All right, guys. I think this is going to be the last one of this series. And I don't know how much more I'm going to work on it. I want to point out a few areas and talk about what I did. Let's look down in here. If you look down in this area down in here, I went back in with I'm going to repeat what I did here, over here, and up and through here a little bit. So what I did here was I worked on defining that edge of that dock a little bit by working on the values in here and pulling them across with the willow. Basically getting a line in and then pulling the marks like that. Then I went in with the willow and I made marks like this in here, right? To just talk about the little ripples on the water. And then I went back in with an eraser and I hit lighter up in there just to lighten it up. So it wouldn't just be darks, it's lights and darks, because that's what you see when the water is rippling around like that. There's some things in here I want to talk about in the chair. The fabric on the chair is see-through. You make a decision, is it going to be opaque or see-through? I'm not there yet. I'm probably going to make it opaque because I don't want to deal with trying to get the sensation of the water to come through the transparency of the fabric in the chair. The dock, obviously, we might want to put some value in there. And then I wanted to take this area here and do it over here, and so you could see what happens. And so, as I said, all I'm going to do is go in there and I'm going to make marks like this, and I'm going to bring them out. And maybe they're going to be clustered down at the bottom of the paper, more so than when they come up, right? And we're going to go up in there a little bit, do this to connect them, right? And build that sensation of that, whatever that halo was, that dark halo was around the dock in the photo. Which, it's there. I might even drop them in a line in like that, right? Obviously around the chair, it needs some work. So along that edge right there, a little bit of work, and up that side there. And so boom, in there, like this. I could stop saying boom, in there. And see how much I'm staggering them. And I'm thinking about how to come up with different marks so that they don't look all the same, like it's a row of soldiers, right? Waiting to get orders. All right, in there, in there, in there. I like what's happening here, a little bit more in here. I've got the slash marks as well as the smudge, this rectangular kind of marks going on. All right, and I'm liking that. It's just like a little meditation of like, okay, I'm going to build this sensation. Right, whoops, messed up that there. All right, out in here, let's go here a little bit more, maybe out in here, so they don't feel so isolated down there. All right, there. And then let's work them over in here. All right, now see the difference? It's all dark on dark. I'm building up, but when you go back in and do the highlights, it gives it an extra punch, right, or an extra little smack around. Or, contrast. Let's not talk about violent terms using it. But it's a visual, like, snap. That's how we should describe it. All right, so there. Then I'm going to grab that pencil again. Right? And I'm going to think, well, it's not going to be down in here so much. They're going to be up in here. And then I'm just going to talk about paying attention to detail, right? This is part of it, but you're not like getting it exactly because we're talking about a sensation here, how light interacts with water, and how light and wind interacts with water. Right? Lighten them up there and there. Okay? Alright, so you got an idea of that, and it depends. I would probably build it a little bit more, and I'd probably pull them out up in here, because that just seems... right? And if they're happening over here, then they want to happen over in there. Right? And so a little bit there to there. Go in there a little bit. All right. There's the marks, right? So I don't know how much more I want to go on this. I do want to mess with up in here, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to end this video now. You see what's happening. I probably am going to work on this, and then I will send you an image of it before we meet on Tuesday. All right, guys? One last thing I want to do because it's driving me out of my mind. It's right here, that highlight. I had that highlight in there. Now I got it back. And then you know what? We'll put a highlight in here. There. And then maybe in here. There we go. Yeah. And then, because I'm feeling it right now, I don't want to say goodbye yet. Let's work this a little bit. There. 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 That back to there. That back. In there. All right, that chair's starting to feel a little bit more believable. All right, so maybe since we have that little bit of a there, and then if it's there, it's going to be up in here, right? And then maybe let's do this. Let's say it is fabric all the way back down, but you know what? Let's mess around in here and go here. Get that to go there because nobody's going to know what that chair looks like, really. And then we'll get that back to the top value. And you know what? Yeah, we're going to have to mess with that water in there, which is in here, right? Just going in here, going a little bit. Right. And then what did we do? We smudged it a little bit, so we'll take the eraser. And we'll go in there and lighten it. And then, let's grab the right pencil. The back of the chair here, let's get that. No, that's not what we want. We're going to have to go with, we'll go in with some contact. And there to darken that guy up. Right? And this is a wing in it. Right there. Attack it from this side. Alright, there we go. And then, in here, bring that guy down. There. There. Oh, you know what? This, what I'm drawing right here, is actually a piece of fabric, which is connected to that. So we might have to go in there and mess with it to say this is fabric, right? Which would be going in here, and it looks like I am going after that transparent